my grandmother would always buy, now she had 20 grandkids. That's a lot of grandkids to buy for. 8 kids and 20 grandkids. So what she would do to make Christmas easy on herself is she would buy one gift, but a little different, like different colors of the same gift for each group of kids, right? So the older girls would get the same thing. The way we do it is we'd all sit down together. You have to wait for everyone in your group to get together before you could open up any of the gifts. We all sit down on the couch together, all of us girls. There's 5 of us younger girls. We were 11 or 12 at the time. And we all open up the gift at the same time. And at the same time, we all made a very shocked face and looked at each other like, is this what Grandma meant to give us? All in different colors was lingerie. We would have sleepovers at our grandma's house all the time. And one of our favorite things to do is we'd always roast marshmallows in the fireplace, but we'd also go into her nightie drawer and we'd all pick out a silk nightgown and wear the silk nightgown. So she thought, since we all loved to dress up in her silk nighties, that we would need our own silk nighties, but they were like pretty adult. I still have it, and I'm 35 and it is adult. I mean, I wear it now because it's adult. So you brought your new girlfriend to a holiday party, and what went wrong?
So everybody that I worked with kept on calling her my ex-girlfriend's name.
No, that is awful. So did that ruin it?
Well, yeah, the following week she kept on bringing that up and how she always felt like people were comparing her to another person. And it was
or maybe she just felt like,
soon.
Right, yeah, she felt like it was too soon, like there maybe wasn't enough time in between. And so it makes her start questioning everything just because of behavior of other people. That's why it's so dangerous. Like, this is a dangerous time of year to be dating someone new.
I didn't want to go alone. So I always recommend, like, if you're going to get together before the holidays, I recommend taking a pause and then reconnecting after the holidays, because it just causes a lot of awkward conversations. And, you know, it does kind of like push things forward a lot faster than, you know, than necessary.
Jessica, thanks for calling in.
Yep.
Jason here's on the line, and he actually was hit on by his boss. Was your boss a man or a woman?
You know, that's the funny thing. Last year, holiday Christmas party, hit on by my boss, who's a man who's married to a woman.
So what exactly happened?
It was just one of those things, you know, went to the party. I've worked with him a lot. Really nice guy. He's taken me to lunch a bunch of times. I was getting ready to leave. I went into the coat room, and all of a sudden I felt a hand on my back just kind of rubbing it. You know, like your mom used to do when you were trying to get to sleep at night. My wife was at the party, so I figured she had followed me in, and I turned around, and I'm face-to-face with my boss.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
he's just kind of rubbing my back, and then he started rubbing my arm, saying, hey, where you going, Jace? Why you got to leave so soon? And, you know, I just kind of laughed it off and told him the wife wasn't feeling good and I had to go. I thought he was going to kiss me. Like, he was really pressed up against me, and then I just kind of laughed and shoved him out of the way, and I'm like, maybe lay off the eggnog, you know? That was last year. He's never brought it up. We've seen him. We don't do the lunch thing anymore. I've just written it off as maybe he was a little too drunk and he realized he went too far and it was awkward, so both of us are just choosing to ignore it.
Wow.
But I got the holiday party coming up this year, and I got to tell you, I'm thinking maybe just bailing this year because I don't want to be put in that situation.
Well, it's whenever anyone gets drunk, and then it's they're going after people that they've always found attractive, but they just didn't have the courage to do it, or of course it wasn't appropriate because you're in the workplace, or, you know, it's like the company party, you're drinking, you're thinking people are cute, and the next thing you know, you're kissing. Wow. So, you still work with him and everything, and it's just not, I mean, that's it.
Oh, yeah. And I told my wife about it in the car on the way home, and she said I should be flattered.
Yeah, well, you should be flattered. Did you feel like, oh my gosh, that was crazy? Or were you like, yeah, okay, he just clearly had too much to drink?
I'd like to write it off as just too much to drink. And then I did this thing where I started thinking, you know, did I send signals? Was I putting something up that I was interested in him? I'm like, I don't know. I'm nice to everybody, you know, but I've never just walked up behind a guy in a coat room and started massaging his back.
Oh, heck. Like, you know, I think a guy can pick up signals, whatever signals he thinks he wants to pick up. I've had guys say to me when they were like, oh, I thought you were sending signals. And I'm like, we don't get along at all. This happened to me last month. The guy, my neighbor, you know, we fight all the time. And he calls me, asking me out. And I'm like, wait a minute, we don't get along at all. Why are you asking me out? He says, oh, I thought that was your way of flirting. I was like, no, we don't actually get along. I just think that people will think that whatever is a signal, if they want to think there's a signal being put out there, they'll make anything into one. Crazy holiday party you had last year.
If it happens again, you'll be my first call. Okay?
Oh, perfect. Bye, Jason. Thanks for calling in. I've told this story before a couple of times, but it was just so traumatizing. When I went to go meet my boyfriend's family during the holidays, it was the very first time I'd ever meet them, which that's just such a tough thing. All the siblings, if they're married, their spouses, maybe they have kids, their kids, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody. It could be really overwhelming depending on the size of the family. So I went home with my boyfriend to meet his family, and they hated me. I think they were really conservative, and I guess I'm a little bit more liberal or something. Here I am talking about sex and relationships for a living. You would think my boyfriend had brought home someone who had like piercings and tattoos everywhere. I overheard them on Christmas morning when I got up, and they were all sitting together at the breakfast table, and they said, "Why is she here on Christmas?" I told him what happened. He talked to his family, and he said, "Guys, Kim heard you say those things," and he was like, "I'm really ashamed of you." He gave his family a real talking to. He told them, "I'm ashamed of you." We were there for 5 days. I had no option, though, at that point. My plane ticket was for 2 days later. I couldn't change it. It was, I just was stuck. I was just stuck. Pretty much the worst ever. We just got this email from Sue. She was dating for 2 weeks, invited the guy because he had no family in town. He farted through the whole dinner. And then broke up after dinner. I don't know, she emailed that. That's funny. That's a horror story if I've ever heard one. I think it's selfish to break up during the holidays. Marion, what do you think?
I agree. I think it's very selfish. I don't think that you planned the day of Christmas morning or Christmas Eve that this relationship wasn't working out. I think you probably knew it for a long time. You can wait until after the holidays. Don't mess with everybody's lives, because that's what you're doing. You know what? My future son-in-law's dad decided to tell the family on Christmas morning that he was moving out. He was done.
So he sat who down?
He sat the whole family down.
Like, wait, he had kids? And
2 kids and his wife, and said, it's not working. And this kid, who will be my son-in-law, he will spend his first Christmas with us, and he's excited for that because his, since he was 9 years old and he's 30 years old, have not been good. It's been a terrible memory that's stuck with him forever.
Since he was 9, so it was traumatizing since he was 9 years old.
Do you think?
Could you imagine? Marion, what is your window of time then for you? Between when and when?
Do it before Halloween.
There we go. Okay, before Halloween.
I just think, I think it's just what it is.
Okay, so you say Halloween until when? When's the end of your season, your embargo?
You know what? You could do it after the first of the year.
Okay.
If you need to start your new year off with a bang, and that's your bang, then do it then.
Okay, so before Halloween to New Year's is Marion's window. Marion, thank you.